9 years had gone by since I'd come back to India. I was itching to go abroad for at least a vacation. In hindsight, 2019 couldn't have been a better time to do so. I was a new person with a new hobby and finally the perfect gear to support it. All I wanted was the perfect location. Surprisingly, my cousins wanted the same getaway at the same time. The perfect coincidence does exist. Arriving in Malaysia, I couldn't stop staring at the cars, neither could my cousins. The buildings were gorgeous, and the KL Tower stunning. It was perfect until I forgot my camera, just as the tour bus was about to leave. We raced back up and found it, but the storm had already rolled in. Once it calmed down, we went to the Petronas Towers. Magnificent. The perfect end to the first day in Kuala Lumpur.
Hush. Good morning from Malaysia.
Day 2 was off to a great start. I never imagined just how much better it would get though. First up, the Harrison Chocolate Store. An impossible amount of chocolate later, we headed to the Genting Highlands. Turns out, buses will remain buses.
Ah yes, the clutch. There is something wrong with the clutch back. The smell caused something, so we didn't want to risk it.
An hour later, another bus arrived, so we could continue our day. Soon, we were amongst the clouds, seeing the same view the mountains do every day. After the ride, it was finally time for the indoor amusement park. We weren't old enough for the casino, that's why. Luckily, we were just in time for the 80th anniversary of Batman. As I look back, the arcade was the day I found my best friends. Who knew being asked to babysit a few kids could have brought us so close, let alone dance together. I owe you, Malaysia. Big time.
Good morning, everyone.
Bidding farewell to Kuala Lumpur, it was time to head to Singapore. We ended up goofing around the hotel until we were checked in by our parents. 5 minutes were spent adoring the rooms. Then it was pool time. Sadly, my iPhone would die in the pool. Carrying that sorrow on my shoulders, it was time to tour the city and visit the gardens by the bay. Furious and mesmerized at the same time. I clicked about 3,000 photos here, but most of them turned out pretty bad. The next day was mostly spoilt by rain. We made up for it later though, and we got the flyer ride. Universal Studios marked the last day of the tour and the most memorable of them all. The 6 of us were inseparable, except for when my brother left to go solo and never came back. We ran around going on rides, goofing around, and being careful with our limited funds. We still had the pizza. I'd started this trip thinking I was going to be alone, fiddling with my cameras and building a career. It turned out so much better. I got a gang of friends and some serious ugly videos of them. And I also drove an F1 car. Thank you so much, guys, for choosing the same exact trip as I did. It's been amazing hanging out with you.